BPod Studios.
When did you get MTV in Canton, Michigan?
The first thing I remember is watching HBO Video Jukebox on Saturday mornings. It was on for 30 minutes at a time. That was probably like 10 or 11.
So did you get...
I'm going to say 84.
Really? Because, okay, so you got HBO before you got cable?
Yeah.
Look at Hardy.
Wow.
My dad was so cheap. Did you have On TV?
We had On TV.
You did?
And we had... This was the biggest thing that ever happened in my childhood. We had, and you could call my sister right now. She'll tell the same story. It's like, kind of one of these like inside ha-ha, we were both kids jokes because my dad would brag, but we had 16 people over to the house to watch Jaws on TV. And It was one movie a night, 8 o'clock on TV. And it was like, oh, my God, we're all going over to the Pool's house tonight. Why? They're showing Jaws on their TV. How? They have On TV.
Okay, so if you don't know,
big deal.
If you're not super old like the three of us, pre-cable, I don't know, let's call it pre-cable, like getting the box and everything, they had an opportunity, like as far back as the late 70s to get HBO, and you could get HBO or On. Now, this concept where I lived was completely foreign. My dad was so effing cheap that I told you guys that we traveled probably I'm not joking, to every appliance store within 60 miles of my house to price Betamax and VHSs.
Yeah.
And then he, because he worked in advertising, grilled everyone in the creative department and every, video director and producer on what was the best technology. He was such a cheap prick. There's a reason for it. He just lost all his money, but there was he didn't trust anybody.
And which way did he go, Fred?
It's not as funny as it should be, but Betamax. But I know why he did because Betamax
porn.
Yeah, but my dad. Obviously, I told you he liked hookers, not pornography.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dumbass.
And he had Super 8. He was very into Super 8 porn. Hardy, and the tangible and the
snuff films were available mostly on Super 8.
No, he wasn't a criminal, but the tactile nature of holding a porn magazine was, and he liked to bury them in the woods. No, my parents never had one piece of pornography, but I digress. He picked Betamax because Betamax was better. Even when I worked at CNNSI, we worked with Betamax because it was the superior video form, but the people at Sony wouldn't let anyone else make Betamax tapes but Sony. So the VHS people went, all right, screw you. So if you went to rent videos, to buy a Betamax tape was like $300 and to rent a VHS tape was like 2 cents. So yes, we had Betamax. But he was such a cheap prick. We didn't get cable until I didn't get MTV until I was 12, and that's 87. And so I remember I went to a house. My grand aunt had there's a place in Florida, this garbage place in Lakeland, Florida, and they had MTV. And there was a girl that was a next door neighbor of my grandma that wanted to hang out with me. And we finally, and so and she was older too. So I was 11, and I could have had a smooch romance with this girl.
There you go.
But she became very frustrated because I would only sit and watch. I watched MTV 12 hours a day because my dad was so cheap. So he costed me some very innocent smooches, but nonetheless, Hardy. I just got too caught up in playing 99 Luft Balloons, which was an early MTV hit.
That's right. So there is a gentleman who is very much into that song, Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Balloon Man. You name a song about balloons, I'm sure this guy loves it because he loves balloons.
All right, here we go. This is a man who loves balloons. We might have to break in the middle of it because I went on too long, but here we are. A man who loves himself a balloon.
My name is Julius. My name is Julius. I'm 62 years old, and I'm addicted to balloons. They're beautiful. They're soft, smooth, delicate. I have a connection with them. Intellectually, I know that balloons are not alive. But sometimes I wonder if it's my love for them that brings them to life.
Fred, he's not crazy.
No.
He knows they're not alive.
Well, have you ever been to McLean, hang out and talk to the doctors? The first thing they ask you at McLean, I've never actually been there, but my understanding is the first thing they ask you at McLean is, are balloons real? And then you go, no,
alive?
Right.
And they go, are balloons? Are balloons alive? Are they sentient? And if you go, no, they go, my friend, out the door.
Yeah, you don't belong.
You don't belong here. Everyone around here is talking to balloons. And then they go, what is this? And then they do it, and then you go, a dog. And they go, yes, I have made this balloon into a dog. I'm Hardy, a man who can make balloon animals.
That's right.
Julius has been addicted to balloons for over 5 decades.
He's addicted to balloons.
Addicted to balloons.
So he has an obsession that is taking over his life and affecting him negatively.
50 years.
Julius has been addicted to balloons for over 5 decades. It started when he was a child as an innocent attraction to the shapes and colors. Now Julius has filled his home with over 50,000 balloons.
All right. Well, Julius seems to have a problem with it. We'll find out how Julius has fit 50,000 balloons into his home. We'll find out why he thinks they're alive. And maybe, honestly, if he's rubbing them against his groin. We'll find out just what Julius has going on.
I got a pretty good guess as to the second and third questions there. But, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why yet.
Okay.
I do know why.
I'll tell you. We are a strange species. We are a strange species. Balloons. And not sweater kittens. Not 2 balloons under a lady's shirt.
No.
These are just like Mylar balloons. Very good. All right. Let's find out.
Balloon knot. That's something else.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Lainey Wilson is on a roll. She's delivering great music and teaming up with some of country's hottest acts. Text Lainey to 45911 to see which 4 Lainey Wilson collabs have us talking at BackstageCountry.com. Text Lainey to 45911 to get a link to the list sent right to your phone from BackstageCountry.com.
Hunter, Hardy.
You get used to sitting back and letting Daddy drive the car.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
All righty, we'll get back to the Balloon Man, I promise you. Do not, we will hold you over to Balloon Man. We'll see why Balloon Man is humping balloons. Hot dogging them, I guess, would be the right point. You know, someone else in my life came up to me real quick about the very big butt woman that Joe Murray had tweeted about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
She's taking over the world, and it's her trying to sit on an airplane seat, but those butt cheeks. John, there's part of you that loves those big butt cheeks. It's the biggest butt I've ever seen.
Nope. I told you there's a line I won't cross.
If you don't know who we're talking about.
You asked me about Lizzo. I told you flat no there, and I took a look at this woman. Absolutely
she was a delight at the Grammys last night. She really was.
Did her dancers poo themselves?
Really?
No, she just came out to present, but she was wonderful.
Did she play flute? You know,
No.
she plays flute. She's a real artist.
I was disappointed.
All right. So do you have what we had talked about? I guess we have Dan Roche. I'm sorry. This is a little bit of a surprise. But here, Dan Roche is going to join us. It is Truck Day. And Dan Roche is here. And you remember Dan Roche has a history with Truck Day.
Yes.
Such as this.
Tell me, how different is this from your first truck drive down to Fort Myers to now?
There's a lot more attention now. I showed up in 1998. That TV crew would show up, take a couple of quick pictures, they'd jump in their car and they'd be gone.
Well, yeah.
They made, the new owners came in and they made an event out of it.
What's the privilege like now for you to drive this?
What's the what now?
How much of a privilege is it for you?
I enjoy this a lot. I really do. I get to see behind the scenes of the Red Sox a little bit. So it's a lot of fun.
What's your funniest story?
I've got no idea.
You got to give me one. Come on.
No. Can't do that.
Well, tell me what it's like to drive down there. What's the reaction?
I'll get a few people waving at me. They'll be taking pictures in their cars as they go by. People give me the one finger wave going through New York sometimes, but that's part of the fun too.
And do you realize how much hope this truck carries with it?
Oh yeah, this is the year, every year,
Well, let's hope it is. Al, safe travels and have a good time.
Thank you very much.
All right, so he's got a history of talking to these guys. He's a man that has baptized his son in the sink of Cooperstown. He has, he's the world's biggest Red Sox fan. He carries around a ball that a player lied to him about hitting a home run with.
Luis Alicea. That's right.
Come on.
That's flat out not true.
Yes, he is from WBZ Television. His name is Dan Roche. Hello, Dan.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Hi. Happy Truck Day. Happy Bean Pot Day. It's a big one. How you guys doing?
It is.
You love the bean pot, too.
Oh, it's tremendous. The third meeting, BU and BC were 1-2 last weekend when they played. A couple weekends ago when they played. And they play again tonight in the first round at 8 o'clock. So the place will be rocking. It'll be a fun atmosphere, and can't wait for that tonight.
Why do you love the bean pot and ignore hockey otherwise?
I don't ignore hockey, Fred. I love hockey.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. Oh, yes, I do. I do. I love hockey, so I don't ignore it. But I like the bean pot.
I don't doubt you love hockey. You love everything. You love Lamp.
But I like the bean pot because it's one of those unique events to Boston. Well, you know what I mean? It's like,
does the bean pot?
God, Hardy, ruin it for me.
No. I'm asking you to educate me, as you have on many subjects. I know who plays in the bean pot. I know what it is every year, but does it mean anything to win the bean pot?
It means a lot to these guys, and to especially the alum of all four schools. Northeastern, Harvard, BU, and BC. It's really hard. You can't really create it in any other place when it comes to college hockey or just kind of the event that they have. They try to do it in basketball, college hoop, and everything else. It just doesn't work as well as it does. And they, the four schools go at it. Northeastern forever didn't win it. They finally won it. So there was a lot to overcome there. And then you have some of the best, always in New England and the Northeast, some of the best college hockey in all the country. So that's what makes it special. And now you look at these guys. I think 24 of the players, BU, BC, will have been drafted by individual NHL teams tonight. So when you watch these players play tonight, you're going to see future stars in the NHL that will be there. So both teams are loaded. It's fun. The bands, I love the pep bands of both teams, especially BU. They're loud. So it's a cool, different atmosphere than you're going to have at the Garden for the Bruins or the Celtics or other events too. So it's great.
Yeah. Dan, will you be interviewing people out there?
Where? Truck Day or the Bean Pot?
Bean Pot. Will you be talking to
yes.
any of the players?
Yeah.
Are you going to ask them about their school stances on the war in Israel?
No, I'm good. As long as we talk hockey, Fred, we're fine.
Okay. A lot of controversy surrounding the Harvard.
We don't touch that, Freddie.
Protests, a lot of protests.
Where do you stand on that? Dan, I'm just kidding.
So, happy Truck Day, Fred.
I'm playing with you. All right, so people, Hardy did not know this story, and he might have thought that I was playing around, but you tell him about your son as a baby in Cooperstown.
Oh, yeah. When he was 6 weeks old, we my wife and I brought him to Cooperstown. I wanted to baptize him into the game of baseball, so I brought him into the men's room in the Hall of Fame, poured water over his head, and then from there I brought him out to the plaque room, and I had him touch the Ted Williams plaque, the Carl Yastrzemski plaque, just to get a sense of, hey, this is baseball. So, it's awesome. We played catch, Fred, right up your alley. We've played catch right outside the Hall of Fame. My son came with me when I think it was Dennis Eckersley and I did a private tour of the hall just before he went in. So lots of history, lots of things going on in Cooperstown. Spent the second part of my honeymoon in Cooperstown as well. So the place means a lot to me, and that's where the baptism of baseball started for my son.
Can I just ask a follow-up on the baptism?
Yeah. But real quick, before you do that, I just want to say, did you ever go to Cooperstown with your dad, Dan?
No, I never did, Fred.
Well, why don't you do that?
I can't anymore. You know what I mean? Unless I bring him with me into heaven. You know what I mean? So
wait. Why can't you go with your dad to Cooperstown?
Because he's passed away.
Oh, he died.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What was your question, Hardy?
Thanks, Freddie.
If an actual baptism will usher your child into the kingdom of heaven, what will a baptism at Cooperstown do for that same child?
It gets him forever stamped on and what baseball will mean to him. And he understands that. You know, he worked in baseball for several minor league teams for years. And, I hope one day he becomes a coach or manager to help kids with the game. And he always loved the game.
So without you shoving him under the filthy faucet in the men's room at Cooperstown, he wouldn't be able to coach Little League later on?
Yes. Okay. Yep. And that's how I have it in my mind, Hardy, and that's where I want to keep it, okay?
Okay.
When did you ever ask your dad to send you to Cooperstown, take you to Cooperstown, Daddy?
Oh, God.
No, we would talk about it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was...
He never took the time. It would have meant a lot to you.
He did coach me in Little League, though. That was cool.
How many years?
3.
That's a solid
That's a
effort.
significant memory right there.
Yeah.
That's less than me. I mean, I coached my son, let's say.
Which I love. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and look at him now.
Mm-hmm.
A big star.
He's going to be a player.
Wants to play college baseball.
That's tremendous. Anybody who wants to do that, go for it. It's awesome.
All right.
Dan, the buzz around Truck Day is always tremendous. I mean, just the people making their plans for weeks, months in advance.
This year especially.
Well, and John, thank you. That is kind of my question. Do you feel like maybe some of the excitement has dropped off just a tiny bit for this year's Truck Day instead of tens of thousands, maybe slightly less turning out?
All right, just go look at my my Twitter X page or whatever when I posted that, and look at all the responses. That tells you enough about what's going on with Red Sox fans right now. Nobody's happy. I know that. I think we all know that. It's been a miserable offseason after, full throttle from Tom Warner and what have you. But today's the day that it brings hope. I think this weekend brought hope when we saw that Theo Epstein is joining the Fenway Sports Group and as a part owner, and said that he'll work with the baseball ops people. He hired Craig Breslow. So bringing Theo back is a PR move, yes, but also I think it's a good move for everybody involved. And hopefully one day Theo maybe takes over full ownership of that baseball team. So once I saw that, I kind of went back up a little bit here on the curve, and the optimism is ready to flow. And it starts with Truck Day and making the way down, and time to shock the world like they did in 1967 with the Impossible Dream Party.
Okay, it was 1975, Dan. Your Boston Red Sox are taking on the Cincinnati Reds in what's considered the greatest game. I believe it was Game 6. It's the greatest game of the history of the World Series. Not Carlton Fisk, who hit the home run, but what lesser Red Sox whose name might be lost in history. John knows. He's getting very excited.
Yeah.
Got up there.
Bernie Carbo.
Bernie Carbo. Did he look overmatched in the beginning of that at bat? Who was he facing?
Yeah, the pinch hit 3-run home run was one of the greatest moments in Red Sox history. So yeah, that. And
do you know who he was facing? Do you know who he was facing at the time?
No. Who was it?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Oh. You're the historian. Were you watching that with your dad?
You know what? I was down in my basement of my house. I was only 10 years old.
Yeah, you were hiding, right? He was probably throwing a fit.
My mom had a Tupperware party going on upstairs, so I was watching it on the TV down in the basement.
Was there a Tupperware bowl filled with keys? Are you sure that it was an actual Tupperware party?
Oh, wow.
He's saying, were your parents swinging? Was your mom getting invaded by other men?
No pineapples involved. Everything was good. It was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
Because Hardy said, "Oh, geez," when I said that, but Hardy was the one who asked you if your parents.
Yeah, but going, Hardy. You keep trying to ruin my Truck Day.
You know what I'm saying, Dan? Do you see how he's hiding now? You see how he's hiding from the questions.
Yes.
Take it too far.
I was pointing out the absurdity of it, and that was just inappropriate. You understand what I'm doing, Danny?
Dan,
Fred. Thank you.
Without looking at your phone, you posted some stats on what is on the truck. I wonder if you could actually recite the numbers. Just how many batting helmets are on board the truck?
That's a good question, Hardy. I don't know the exact number.
You posted a graphic a little while ago.
I know, but I don't read it wholeheartedly and memorize it,
100.
All I know is there's 20,000 baseballs. That's the cool part in it.
20,000.
20,400 baseballs. How many cases of bubble gum? 20, 40, or 60?
I was surprised. I would have gone 60, but I think it's the latter. I think it's the last one. I think it's like first one rather. I think it's 20, but it's like you think more than that, right? Sunflower seeds, you think more than that. You know what I mean? You need a lot of.
How many? I honestly found it interesting that there's over 20,000 baseballs in that truck. I didn't know they went through 20,000 baseballs.
That's a lot of baseballs.
Isn't that crazy? That's a crazy number for just spring training.
I've been being a sarcastic prick during this, but I'm actually interested in the fact that there's
but Fred, you know what? Part of that is that they bring these cases and cases of baseball balls, and then they have someone come in from Major League Baseball, an authenticator. So they sit there and watch the players when they come in, and they'll come in on like an early Tuesday morning and sign boxes and boxes of baseballs and bats and things like that, so the community relations people and everyone else can use them. So that's all part of it too, I think.
Okay,
as well.
And they're pre-worked, like they've already been worked
on
like
mud,
with the mud and everything.
Yeah,
I don't know if that. No, probably not those, but some have been, and some will be when you get down there. So.
All right, so Dan, it is that time, and I think you know what I want you to do, and I want you to do it off the top of your head. I never want you to write anything. I just want you to. You kind of did it earlier, but I want you to tell people going into this 2024 season where a lot of people are just taking pot shots. Give people a reason for hope on this truck day, Dan, if you would. I'll give you the floor. I won't interrupt you. If you could just do you. Be Dan. Be a baseball fan. Tell us what's up.
Well, I think the beauty of what's taking place today, and more so in 12 days when pitchers and catchers report for that first workout, and then they go through the first workout, then the first full squad workout a few days after that. The beauty is everyone's starting the same. You wipe the slate clean. And as dark as this offseason has been for Red Sox fans, when we heard full throttle, everyone said, wow, here we go. Watch what they do. Look at the additions that they make. Didn't happen. Can it happen down the road? Hopefully, yes. But in those darkest of days, this is the time when you take the hope of spring training, put it in your heart, enjoy the everyday routine of getting ready for a baseball season with that hope. Because when they start in April, everybody's 0-0. And we've seen seasons when all the predictions say, last place for the Red Sox, last place for the Red Sox. We've seen teams that have gone on and gone from last to first. So why not Alex Cora and his crew? Alex, one of the best managers in all of the game. He's got some talent. We see that in Devers and Story and company. And then maybe they come together in spring training, put it all together, and lo and behold, we have a surprise for the 2024 Red Sox. So fans, don't get down. Enjoy reading about your team, watching about your team, and watching those spring training games. Who's going to surprise? Some rookies will do that. And all of a sudden, it can come together for 2024. So keep the faith, folks. Relax and enjoy it. And remember, put it in your pocket every day from now through October. You get baseball back with you. How cool is that?
Yeah.
All right, Danny Roche. Danny Roche. All right, so it was beautiful. Watch Dan on WBC television as he covers the Bean Pod and Truck Day and gets answers on why the academic elites have turned their back on this war. All right. Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate it.
Enjoy the day, fellas. Nice to be on for the first time with Toucher and Hardy. Nice.
It's a whole new vibe, right?
The whole new ball game, Freddie.
All right, Danny. We love you.
Thanks, Dan.
Love you too.
Dan.
See you, fellas.
There you go. The great Dan Roche.
He is legitimately still happy about Truck Day.
Yeah.
It's not an act.
No. Nope. And he will be, I think the over-under is 10 people watching that truck roll down.
That's got to be an obsessive-compulsive thing.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going down.
I'm going because I've always gone.
Yeah.
I'm not going because I'm excited about baseball or this team. I'm going because I've always gone. And, hey, look, there's a lot of room.
It's funny, when we first came down here, we'd crap on it because it was a thing, and now it's not even worth crapping on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just obvious. You're stating a...
Oh, they hired Theo.
You make a point of statement.
Oh, they hired Theo.
Well, no, the whole
Off
just
it,
truck
yeah.
day thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whatever. But
That
I
truck-
did think it was interesting that there was 20,000 balls on it. I don't know why.
Well, they go through like I remember reading this once, like 50 balls in an average baseball game. It's like 5, footballs might be lost to whatever in a football game, but for baseball, there's like 50 that are gone forever, and they might go through another few dozen. But if you count up all the practices and all the spring training games, no, there's no way they need 20,400 baseballs.
Seems like a lot. They have a guy stationed in front of my daughter's school.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but like, what do you think's happening?
It's the same people that stand out in front of an empty Gillette Stadium when there's Patriot news.
Oh, that's annoying. Get away from the school. Yeah. What do you? They're just going to school.
Yeah.
Stop it. Get out of there. Now everyone's got to be on the TV.
Just this last day. This is it. They get one more day of standing in front of schools, and then they'll find something else.
No.
Like Truck Day, for example.
Well, why don't you say something racist so they'll come here?
Okay.
All right. We'll be back. We'll find out about the balloon man, even more about this balloon man. He's got all balloons coming out the wazoo. All right. We'll be right back.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Award-winning movies often have incredible soundtracks, and many of those have gone on to become country gold. We've picked our top 5 country songs that have been nominated for an Oscar. Text Oscar to 45911 to see if your favorite made the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Oscar to 45911 and we'll send the link straight to your phone.
Zolak and Bertrand get you through the workday at 10. Right now, it's Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. This hour in the Sports Hub is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Hardy was just saying that Jim Murray had taken a picture of himself in front of the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, and Hardy thought it was pretty cool. I
would not have expected Big Jim to do something as basic as taking a picture of himself in front of the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada sign. That surprises me about him.
It doesn't flow with his cynical nature, but
it doesn't.
It does not.
Maybe he's doing it ironically. It's ironical, man.
But John and I were both talking. How many times have you been to Vegas, John?
4.
Yeah, I've probably been there 4 times. I don't know where that is, and I was telling Hardy, in my time in Vegas, it's either spent in intense anxiety and dread of what I have done, or being completely annihilated. So there's very little ground.
No idea where that sign is. Where is that sign, Hardy?
It's on the strip south of Mandalay Bay. So
okay. I've been to Mandalay Bay. I've never.
Right. It's probably a mile south of Mandalay Bay.
All right. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I've never been a mile.
Maybe
south
not that far, but whatever.
Whatever, far enough.
You would not. There's no reason to drive down there.
No, that wouldn't be something
other than to take your picture in front of the sign.
Yeah, I guess to prove you're in Vegas, and as opposed to just being there. All right. So we were introduced to this man. Hardy has found this. I will play it from the beginning just to let you know what's going on.
My name is Julius. I'm 62 years old, and I'm addicted to balloons. They're beautiful. They're soft, smooth, delicate. I have a connection with them. Intellectually, I know that balloons are not alive, but sometimes I wonder if it's my love for them that brings them to life.
Julius has been addicted to balloons for over 5 decades. It started when he was a child as an innocent attraction to the shapes and colors. Now Julius has filled his home with over 50,000 balloons and can't sleep unless he's surrounded by them.
I love all balloons, but I do have my favorites. I've got the long ones, the round ones, but my favorite is the spherical ones.
Do you think that he ever tried to adopt a kid and they were like, you can't? And they were like, well, no, Ben Vereen's his dad. And they were like, and he's like, well, why can't I adopt him? I got this manly looking wife and I used to play football.
Yeah.
And they go, no, he'll be carried away with the balloons.
Right.
You see, because that's a Webster reference.
I do like the fact that his favorite are the spherical ones. Do these blow up into any funny shapes? Just spherical, not unless round is funny.
Well,
you like the round balloons? Oh, a real connoisseur.
If you're going to bang a balloon, you don't bang one of the long banana ones. That's for gay balloon people.
No, those are for balloon sculpting, Fred. Balloon sculptors.
I'm saying that he's heterosexual. He's not some weirdo.
Okay, that's
He's
fair.
heterosexual.
That's
he likes
fair.
the spherical balloons. The weird that the banana balloon.
Yeah, that's before you twist him up into a dog. You just got to keep him long.
Well, you can twist him into anything. It's
Yeah.
still, I'm not sure that that's how God intended you to use balloons. He wanted you to take two balloons and bang them that way.
Why? I don't know. I guess it's like a guy that.
Why? I don't know. I think if you knew, you wouldn't do it anymore. That means they cracked the case.
Why? I don't know. I guess it's like a guy that prefers blondes or brunettes, you know?
Yeah, it's the same way
It's the
as a
same.
guy that you would prefer another human being that you could talk to and have a relationship with. It's the exact same thing.
You're assuming he's talked to a woman at some point.
A woman or a man. I'm just saying that being with a human being is there's the whole aspect of knowing them and emotion,
Sure.
and feeling.
Right.
Like even if you had sex with a prostitute, there is some sort of, I would imagine, interaction at some point.
And believe it or not, he is married.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Okay, well.
But Julius's obsession with balloons goes beyond shapes and colors.
My love for balloons, it's also a sexual love. When I see a beautiful.
They're not taking this seriously.
Bow, 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 bow.
And can we get over like the slap bass, funky
Never.
porn music
No,
because it's
don't.
not even in them anymore?
Well,
Please.
That's so 1970s.
I mean, what are we watching? Candy samples?
I don't know that one. Don't look at me. I don't know that one.
She was a very famous, buxom porn
Is that
star.
right?
My love for balloons, it's also a sexual love. When I see a beautiful balloon, my heart starts to flutter and I get aroused. I'll take a 12-inch and I'll inflate it to 11-inch. That way it can take a lot of abuse.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
That way it can take a lot of abuse. I'm holding one, hugging it. I'll kiss it. And it's like being in heaven. I mean, don't you like to hug and kiss a woman that you love?
Yeah, the thing about that is there's the talking in the that they are another sentient being that you can have emotions and feelings that it's not an inanimate object. I don't think that he gets.
no, he
There's
doesn't.
a big leap between something that doesn't exist in a form that can communicate.
There is a difference between warm, wet flesh and cold latex.
We're still speaking as if when you have sex, it's just with a thing.
Right.
I'm holding one, hugging it. I'll kiss it.
Conceivably,
And it's like being in heaven.
It's a person with a soul.
There's lots of people out there that feel the same way as I do about balloons.
I'm going to guess that lots is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's not.
How many people are on the planet again? If we had to take a wild guess,
8 billion.
I'm guessing 5
Yeah.
are this into
I
balloons.
think you may be exaggerating. a
5
little.
billion? I think that's about right. Yeah.
No,
A
I
little more than
meant
half.
like you could count it on a hand.
Oh, that 5.
yeah.
Well,
unless you played with firecrackers, and
That
then maybe you
seems
would take 2.
Or maybe it's
low.
fewer. Yeah.
I mean, out of 6 billion people, how many? I take a. I'm guessing that it's not some like if you collected them all, they could fit it like a Panera. Like I don't think that
At one table.
Yeah, I don't think that you have to like rent out like a conference room.
There's lots of people out there that feel the same way as I do about balloons. But there's 2 groups of the lunar group. You got the pop.
You know what? Why is there always fighting? And it's the same with religion.
I know
Can't we all just get along?
the ballooner group is like every other group on the planet. There's going to be infighting.
Yeah, I mean, there really is. I mean, so many wars could have been avoided if these balloon guys just all bang the same kind of balloon.
There's lots of people out there that feel the same way as I do about balloons. But there's two groups of the lunar group. You got the poppers that get aroused by popping balloons. And
they pop amyl nitrate and then they pop balloons. This is pops. Pop squared.
And you got your non-poppers. I'm a non-popper.
Julius's addiction.
And John Popper started playing the harmonica.
Julius's addiction to balloons started when he was hospitalized at just 4 years old.
My mother come to visit one time, and she gave me a real nice blue balloon. But that night, the nurse grabbed it, and I heard the balloon pop. So after she left, I just cried myself to sleep.
And
why did the nurse pop the balloon?
I maybe on accident, but here we go. It's the childhood trauma, so now I have to hump balloons for 50 years.
It's the same reason people are into shoes.
Yes.
Today...
Whoa. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Today, his nephew, who's also an addiction counselor, wants to confront the issue and convince Julius to see a therapist.
Whoa, he's 60 and has never even explored why he humps balloons?
He talks about it a little bit, but this should go well. The nephew, who he's going to have the ultimate respect for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my brother's kid. He's always been an idiot. He doesn't know anything about humping balloons.
Yeah, maybe when you've got a little more, something called wisdom.
Yeah.
I've heard through the family a little talk about your balloons, about your balloon room.
So what kind of questions do you have?
What do you get out of your balloons emotionally?
When I inflate them, it seems like they come to life for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that there was some physical attachment to these balloons, maybe sexually.
There's sexual overtones to it.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it that gives you that sense? Is it a smell or a feel?
It's all of it. It's the feel, the smell,
the looks,
and I don't want to go any further into that.
Okay. You ever think that maybe there's something wrong?
Nope.
Do you think you'll ever give it up?
Nope.
No. Definite no.
Definite no. Hell, I've been doing it too long.
What's it going to take to get you to go to rehab today? Nope.
You ever think that maybe there's something wrong?
Nope.
This therapist is really pushing the envelope there.
He's good.
I mean, he's good. Yeah. Asking yes or no questions. Really getting to the bottom of the issue.
Don't you think it's weird that you hump balloons? The 50,000 balloons in your house? Then you just go in there?
No. I'm going to ask everything in a yes or no fashion.
No,
so
period.
I get nothing to work with. I'm going to question this nephew's ability as a therapist or an interviewer.
Or if he's even going to school for something like this.
He just seems
Probably not.
Just seems like a guy asking the worst questions ever. You going to stop? No. You find him sexually attractive? Yeah. Oh, no follow-ups? No. What do you like about him? Everything. Fair enough. Well, I think that we can check this off the list.
Time's up.
We're at an impasse. I don't know if you want help. No, I don't.
No, he's not capable of doing anything bad to anyone. No, he just is sexually attracted to things that can't talk and don't move, and it's just a thing to hump.
There's a big section in the middle that talks about him going out and rescuing balloons from car dealerships and whatnot, balloons that don't look like they're being taken care of. Also, not problematic at all. Finding things on the street that need to be taken to his home and cared for properly.
That's why he's at your kid's birthday party.
Right.
It's not because he's into anything weird. He just wants the balloons.
That's right.
My love for balloons, it's also a sexual love.
Okay.
Anyone that's into something like that, inanimate, that's not even in a human form whatsoever, is a little bit that's like someone who's capable of killing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just so not into, it's just a thing to have sex with.
Right.
It's gross. Ty Anderson's going to join us.
Hey!
Balloons. Aroused. They're beautiful. They're soft, smooth, delicate. My love for balloons is also a sexual love. My heart starts to flutter, and I get aroused.
balloons.
Who made that?
I did.
Play it again.
Balloons. Aroused. They're beautiful. They're soft, smooth, delicate. My love for balloons is also a sexual love. My heart starts to flutter, and I get aroused.
Balloons.
You know, there's an episode of Saved by the Bell where Scrooge's parents go out of town and they're dancing around to that song, and then at the end of it, AC just pops one by slamming it. Right.
Balloons.
Ty Anderson will join us in just a moment.